Scoring over 60 points in the NBA used to be legendary, but in today's game, every season someone is having a scoring night like that. The real question is, are these performances even impressive anymore, or did the NBA make it way too easy to score? Now, before people start getting mad, this video isn't about hating on players having big scoring nights. To score over 60 points in the NBA is still extremely difficult. This video is basically focused on why are we seeing this so often and why certain fans aren't as impressed as they used to be. First thing we have to talk about is how defense is played today. The game is completely different. Defenders can't be physical, hand checking is gone, and players are scared to contest shots most of the time because they think they're going to get called for a foul.
The physicality that was a part of the league.
You can't hand check, you can't contest shots.
If I'm being honest, bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago. If I'm being 100, and this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back.
Nah.
You hear what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back, and then if you shot that shit, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency back in the day, my dude, and it was so fucking hard. It was too physical. And guess what? The league had to come off of it for the flow of movement to be able to have scoring go up, which is why we like to sit here and watch kind of the rat race of the high-paced game, right? But bro, let's not talk about the gamemanship, and let's not talk about the physicality of the game back then. Real shit, because I only think half these kids in the league could have been on an NBA team 20 years ago.
So when somebody drops 60, 70, or even 80 points, you have to look at the environment they're playing in. The NBA heavily favors the offensive player, and the defender basically is forced to play soft. Another big reason these huge scoring games are happening more often is the pace of the game and the three-point shot. Teams are shooting 40 to 50 threes a game. Everyone on the team is allowed to shoot three-pointers, whether they're good at them or not, and every coach in the NBA wants to run the Dan Antoni offense. And if you know anything about the Dan Antoni offense, it's about getting up shots quick. Either you're taking a three-point shot or a layup, no mid-range, and they don't play no defense. It's about outscoring the other team, and that's pretty much how every team in the NBA plays nowadays. Mike D'Antoni's offense, famously known as the 7 seconds or less, revolutionized the NBA, prioritizing extreme pace, maximum spacing, and early high percentage shots, usually under 7 seconds. Key components include the spread pick and roll, small ball lineups, frequent three-pointers, and utilizing corner specialists to force defenses into difficult decisions. Now, doesn't that sound like today's NBA?
Called him Mike Antoni, no D.
Basically invented small ball.
Mike Antoni, he said, we don't do that here. You don't foul him, let him score. It quickens the pace.
So you had to pick one player to run your system. Who would it be?
That's easy, James Nash.
His point guard was the most integral part of the offense. That's why Jeremy Lin was so successful. Like, that's why Steve Nash was so good.
You see Phil Jackson telling D'Antoni to sit down. They are not happy with each other right now.
He had Melo in New York and Kobe in LA. They are two of the great ISO scorers in league history. In a different light, they're ball stoppers. And Mike D'Antoni simply could not get them to buy in. Mike D'Antoni needs a willing partner, like Steve Nash, or Jeremy Lin, or lately James Harden.
No one in their starting lineup stood over 6'6". The Houston Rockets took small ball to a whole new level.
Wanting to display my full skill set, and I felt like coming to New York would allow me to do that because Mike D'Antoni knew my full skill set.
Everybody's thinking about Kobe commenting about Harden.
I don't think that style's ever going to win championships.
You're missing it. Kobe's commenting about D'Antoni. A man that ran him into the ground.
I think our son's teams would be great in today's NBA.
Well, I think we'd have been Golden State before Golden State.
In this basic style, they went to a Game 7 at Houston against the Warriors. CP3 did not play and still only losing by single digits in spite of the fact that you had the worst shooting night in the history of basketball. They'd have won the finals last year.
The relationship is severed and I don't trust his word.
We literally never did anything for defense.
He's about pace.
Never practiced a rotation.
He's about shooting. He's about volume.
How do you expect us to win if we can't defend?
He was often quoted as saying the team with the best defense is a team who scores the most at the end of the game.
My favorite coach ever is Mike D'Antoni. D'Antoni.
He knows the game inside and out.
Coach Kobe Bryant has 11 points in each of the first 3 quarters. How much of that is your game plan?
No.
Well, I mean, Mike D'Antoni was on to something. He knew before this shit even got cracking like it is now.
He was willing to go away from what everyone else was doing.
Oh, for sure.
I think he saw us playing pickup basketball. He's like, why would I slow this down and get into sets that are going to make them less effective than opening this up? Let's put Amari at the 5. Let's put Sean at the 4.
He ain't talking about no defense.
Just 7 seconds or less.
This your offense. You know, Mike just had a great feel for the game.
I thought what Mike D'Antoni did for the NBA, he changed it forever.
People say Steph Curry changed the NBA. No, Dan Antoni changed the NBA. That offense that Dan Antoni run is how the NBA is ran as a whole. And you look at certain players that Dan Antoni coached. Look at, he coached James Harden with the Rockets. You remember James Harden numbers. James Harden, the only people that average more points than James Harden in a season is Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. That's it. James Harden was putting up 40-point games, 50-point games, averaging double-digit assists. Dan Antoni offense is gonna inflate your stats. That is gonna inflate your stats. He did the same thing with I want to say Jeremy Lin. He did the same thing with Steve Nash. Like that's what he does. The game is being played a lot faster. So if the game is playing faster, you're getting more possessions. And if you're getting more possessions, you're getting more opportunities to score. The whole NBA has inflated stats. Back in the early 2000s, teams were averaging 90 points a game. In today's game, teams are averaging between 115 and 120 points because the game is played a lot faster and you get a lot more possessions. So if a player is hot that night, it's way easier for him to have massive numbers. And that's why some fans look at these huge scoring performances differently. When Kobe scored 81, it felt impossible. But nowadays, when someone scores huge numbers, we have to wonder, was the defense even trying? Now, I'm not saying these players aren't talented, but should these performances be compared to the legendary performances of the past, or is the NBA making scoring too easy? If there are 20 to 30 more possessions in this era compared to the older eras, that's 20 or 30 more opportunities to score. So that alone can explain the huge scoring surges. And when you combine faster pace with how defense is played today, you'll understand why these crazy scoring numbers are happening. Now, I'm not saying players putting up these huge stat lines aren't impressive, but should they be compared to the legendary performances of the past? I don't think so. Get in the comments and tell me what you think. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I am Mega. I'm up out of here.